What can I do to impress a woman? How can I make women attracted to me? These are good questions to be asking, right? Wrong. Are you not aware of how many thirsty men are out there asking those exact same questions? Look at this graph. Look, this shows on a dating app how quick men are to respond compared to women. 63% of messages sent by men occur within 5 minutes of the match taking place. This is only 18% for women, suggesting that female users often wait to receive a message first. The median delay for sending messages is just 2 minutes for men compared for 38 minutes of women. Hopefully you've watched this channel long enough that you understand the basic principles of hypergamy and also the 80-20 rule. This is the graph that they created from online dating platforms that showed that you actually have to be in the top 20% of men to be considered average to most women. If you look at that color distribution, you'd think that all women are stunningly beautiful and there's only a couple of men who are actually handsome, but of course that's not the case. That skewed data, that distribution is showing female attitudes, female expectations. It was determined that the bottom 80% of men in terms of attractiveness are competing for the bottom 22% of women, and the top 78% of women are competing for the top 20% of men. So what exactly are your prospects as an average guy in the dating market? It was determined that a man of average attractiveness would be liked by approximately 0.87%, 1 in 115 women on Tinder. That's not an ugly man, that is an average man. Only 1 in 115 women would find him worthy of matching. Do you see why asking questions like, how can I impress a woman? How can I make women attracted to me is the wrong approach? To quote Jordan Peterson, it's an underestimation of the problem. Remember, the average woman is looking down on 80% of men. Only 1 in 5 men is she actually looking up to. Those statistics are not good news when you factor in the female instinct for hypergamy, which says that women do not date down in terms of quality, they only date up. A woman is not going to get into a relationship with a man unless she feels like she's getting a really good deal. The last video I recorded talked about this. The topic was, is hypergamy getting worse? You can check that out on Patreon. But do you see the inherent flaw in asking the question, how can I impress her? Is because by your frame, by your questioning, you've automatically put yourself in that bottom 80%. You're just like those 4 out of 5 men that is looking up to the woman and feels like you need to impress her in order to achieve the same level that she's at. That's not going to appeal to her hypergamy. What you need to do is start thinking like a top 20% man. You need to start looking down on her. Start asking the questions, how can she impress me? And here's the cheat in all of it is that women find men attractive when those men aren't trying to impress them. Stop doing her favors. Stop tripping over yourself trying to entertain her all the time. You're just cementing your own position in her mind as a bottom 80%er. Flip the script. Make her jump through hoops. Make her try and meet your standards. I want to talk about what that looks like practically in real situations, but first I want to thank Tish Hanley for sponsoring this video. The idea that men are the only ones superficial enough to care about looks is obviously nonsense. Women pay attention to this stuff. If you want to be one of those top 20% of men, then you've got to pay attention to your appearance. A big part of that is your skin. Enter Tish Hanley. I love these guys. They have been longtime supporters of my channel, and it's awesome to be able to promote a product that I use and love. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to my appearance, so Tish Hanley is perfect for a guy like me. I would have no idea how to go about creating a skincare routine, but Tish Hanley has done all of that work for me. Their starter box comes with this instruction card. It tells you what creams to use, when to use it, how much to use. I love the fact that their products get shipped directly to my door, and if you live inside the United States, you're going to get that shipping for free. The products are affordable, but they're also really high quality. Thousands of men just like you have tried Tish Hanley products and loved them. They're now part of their daily life. Their website has thousands of 5-star reviews. If you want proof of the quality, go and check out their website. And the best news of all is that as a member of my audience, you're going to get an amazing deal. When you click on the link in the description box, not only are you going to get the Tish Hanley starter box at 30% off, but they're going to throw in a free gift as well. Tish Hanley Skincare. Give it a try. You're not going to regret it. Okay, we fixed your skin. Now let's fix your frame. Let's say you walk into a party and there's lots of attractive girls there and you think, okay, I need to put my best foot forward. I need to be really engaging, really interesting, really funny. And the reason you're thinking that is because you don't think deep down you're good enough for any of these women. That's why you need to overcompensate by putting on an act. But what if instead you flipped it? What if you had the thought, I'm not sure any of these women are up to my standards. I'm not sure they're good enough for me. What if you walked into the party exuding that kind of attitude? Okay, panic for some guys, right? Like, oh, can I do that? That seems kind of sexist or arrogant or cocky. I'm sure that's going to inhibit my chances. You might surprise yourself. A little bit of male cockiness can actually go a long way. I know the stereotype is that women hate cockiness on men. You know, to them it seems patriarchal and sexist and sort of macho and like kind of jerks. Like, no, we don't want those kinds of men. Let me tell you something. Women only hate those kinds of behaviors when they're coming from a low-value man. Those exact same behaviors can be the very reason that she sleeps with a different man. The difference is that she perceives him to be high quality. So here's the question. What value do you place on yourself? How high quality do you think you are? Your internal estimation of yourself is the absolute starting point. Everything else flows from there. If you think that you're a low value guy because you're needy and you're insecure and you're talking to a woman and there's an awkward silence because you don't feel like you're good enough for her, you're automatically going to try and fill in those silences, try and make her laugh, try and keep her engaged, trying to keep her in the conversation. That's the price that you have to pay as the lower value man in order to be able to maintain her attention. But it's not going to work. It's just going to come across as desperate and weird. The high quality man approaches that situation completely differently. If there's an awkward silence, he's fine with it. Okay, it's not my job to fix it. It's not my job to entertain her. I'm a high quality guy. If she wants to maintain my attention, then maybe she needs to put in some effort. Now, at this point, lots of men object. They say, Alexander, that's obviously not going to work. It's the man's job to pursue. If you're just acting all cocky and above it all, what's to stop her from just walking away? Let me tell you, there is a way for you to communicate that you're high value without you needing to entertain her. Here's the key. You have to entertain yourself. You've got to learn the art of teasing. If she's boring, then tease her about it. If she has resting bitch face, then playfully make fun of her. You're keeping it light and fun and flirty, but at the same time, you're communicating in a very real way that she's not meeting your standards. As a high-quality man, when a woman is talking to you, you expect her to be engaged, to be interesting, to be polite, to be fun, to be present. If she's acting all bratty and entitled, then call her on it. Tease her. Let her know that you're high value and that you expect more. I cannot understate the importance of shifting your mindset away from being the hunter, desperate to try and get your prize, to flipping that script so that you are the prize and it's up to women to hunt you. Yes, you're still a man. You're still going to be the one that's approaching her, giving her attention at the beginning. But at all times, you're communicating that if she wants to keep your attention, then she has to work for it. Don't do what those bottom 80% of men are always doing, thinking of ways to try and impress her. Be a top 20% guy. Think of how she's going to impress you. In the pickup artist community, they teach you how to fake it, essentially, right? Like they'll teach you the techniques, the communication styles, fun openers or conversation topics that are going to communicate that you're high value. They're going to teach you how to tease women and to playfully flirt. And I'm in favor of that. I'm pro game. I think that every man should learn the fundamentals of pickup. But at some stage, it needs to go beyond just mere technique. And this is when the pickup artist community starts to look a lot like the self-help community, because the real hack to all of this is not just learning how to imitate a top 20% man, it's on actually becoming him. There really is no substitute for genuine self-esteem, because once you reach that place, then these behaviors actually just flow out of you naturally. And at the same time, it's not just about self-improvement, it's also about demystifying women, because those bottom 80% of men, they still think women are special and unique and goddesses and can do no wrong and all of that nonsense. Women just aren't that special. I mean, every human being is special. You're special, but what I mean is that they're just human. They think differently to men. They think differently to you, but in that difference doesn't necessarily mean that it's better. They just have different instincts, different values operating. And I'm so glad that you found this channel and that you've clicked on this video and you're still watching at this point, because it shows that you have a commitment to understanding the female mind. And I promise you this, the more you understand how women think, the less you're going to be intimidated by it, the less impressed you are going to be by it. And therefore, the less pressure you're going to feel at the need to impress women, and the more you're going to naturally be able to flip that script. The latest video I filmed is about hypergamy, and specifically whether or not hypergamy is getting worse. We talk about biology, we talk about social media, we talk about cultural movements. There are a lot of factors that are at play molding that instinct of hypergamy into different expressions. It's a very in-depth video. I loved filming it and I'd love to share it with you. It's available on my Patreon, which is just $5 a month. If you want to see that video plus every other piece of exclusive content in my back catalog, then please come over to my Patreon. We have an amazing community, hundreds of videos. I'd love to see you over there.